All right. 12 on page 348 was also the homework. This was the factoring homework. Again, the quiz tomorrow is over multiplying, factoring, and the quadratic formula. When factoring, if it has a 1 in front of the x squared, we only need to figure out what two numbers multiply to 10 and add to 7. Obviously, knowing your multiplication tables will make it easier, but if you don't, you can always divide. 10 divided by 1, 10 divided by 2, 10 divided by 3, until you find the answer. So, we should have 2 and 5. So if the directions say to factor, that is what you are to do. Now, if the directions say to multiply or expand, then we will multiply it out. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x, positive 5x. 2 times x is a positive 2x. 2 times 5 is 10. Combine your like terms. 5 plus 2 is 7. Therefore, you get what you started with, x squared plus 7x plus 10. All right, B has x squared minus 7x plus 10. Therefore, there's nothing in common. We need to multiply to a positive 10 and add to a negative 7. So I will have x minus 2 times x minus 5. Because negative 2 times a negative 5 is a positive 10, and negative 2 plus a negative 5 is a negative 7. C. Add to 4, multiply to a negative 12. So it's really subtract to 4. So it will be a positive 6 and a negative 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. 6 times a negative 2 is a negative 12. It might take a couple times for you to try it out before you guys get the right answers. X squared minus 64. Put in your placeholder. X squared plus 0x minus 64. Therefore, you want to multiply to a negative 64 and add to 0. So x minus 8 and x plus 8 multiplies to a negative 64, adds to 0. When we are trying to solve for 0, with the quadratic formula, when that's equal to 0 and we are solving for the x-intercepts. You can also solve for the x-intercepts using the factored form. This is where we began the unit. We were given this in factored form. If we are given it in factored form and we want to find the x-intercepts, remember it's the opposite. So the x-intercept for that problem would be negative 6 or a positive 2. Just a reminder from the beginning.